So I'm going to get into a little bit of neuroscience here. But before I do, I want to talk about this concept of being positive. You know, it's something that gets thrown around a lot. You know, somebody goes, oh my God, are you one of those positive people? You know, you're always happy. How frustrating are you? Isn't it interesting that we take that approach? This is not about just being happy, okay? Maintaining a positive focus is actually being focused on what we want and looking for positive outcomes, okay? So that's what's different. Now, how does this work? So we have a subconscious and we have a conscious part of our brain. And our subconscious brain really follows whatever our conscious brain actually sets it as a task. Now, how is this displayed? Well, we have a part of our brain at the base of our brain called the reticular activating system, sometimes referred to as the RAS, reticular activating system. So how does this work? Well, you may have noticed, this is the classic example. You decided one day you want to buy a new car. Okay, let's say it's a Mazda CX-5 red one. You get in your car, you drive out on the road, and what do you see? You see them everywhere, don't you? Now, were they always there, or do they just happen to know that you've decided you want one of those cars, and they're now following you all around the neighbourhood? We know that they were always there. So why do you see them now? You see them now because you're focused on what you want. Okay. Let me give you another example. Okay. You've decided to drive to a destination you've been many times before. You get to the end point and you can't even remember taking the journey. In fact, you can't even remember some of the spots along the way. We've all done that. Why does that happen? Well, our focus was to get from point A to point B. And that now has gone to our subconscious, which says, great, I know how to drive a car. You know, I can shift the gears and all that sort of stuff. Away we go. Along the way, our conscious mind has thought about holidays, bills, everything else that's going on in our life. But our subconscious now has a direction and it has a focus on what we want. So we have been given the tools to actually find out and focus on what we want. You know, we have this other part of our brain, the prefrontal cortex, which allows us to visualize. Okay, we can pretty much visualize anything we want in life. We can see it. You could close your eyes right now and picture yourself on holiday somewhere in the world, driving a particular car, doing something. You can visualize it right now. So then my question becomes this. So did the creator, whoever created us, give us the ability to visualize something different or visualize our future, but then not give us the tools to make it happen? I mean, was this some cruel joke that was played upon us, where we were told, hang on, have a look at what you want, but I'm not going to help you to achieve that? I don't think so. So when you start to understand the way our brain works, and you start to understand things like the reticular activating system, that's saying, okay, Craig, focus on what you want. Focus on what you want, and I will actually help you move towards it. Because when I know what you want, I can search for it. You know, the reticular activating system is, to me, is a bit like an antenna. You know, sort of, you say, I want this, and it goes up there and goes, okay, it's now scanning for where can I find this. Okay, so we have this particular tool, and the most important thing is we need to use it. And again, this is where goals come in, because having a goal allows us to focus, and allows us to focus on what's possible, which allows us to focus on things that are positive and move towards them. Sure, we've got to take action along the way. This is not just about sitting down and thinking about your dream and being really positive and hoping it's going to happen. There's a number of steps to actually achieving goals. But this is a critical perspective that says, I must know where I'm going and I must have a positive outlook on it. Because when I do that, my brain will actually help me move towards it and actually find it. So don't forget this one. A key ingredient to the process is always maintain a positive focus.